I got an insane XRP boost, and we're going to talk about all sorts of things. A few things. Australia is going to use a digital dollar, and it sounds like it can be linked to the XRP system. Along with that, Larry Fink has asked the SEC to give the go-ahead for tokenized shares, bonds, and of course, I was given a bunch of different XRP information, which we'll talk about now. You know that Binance Square has been talking about a $600 XRP coming up and other things. Okay, let's start right here. Ripple works with a number of major banks and is launching their own major bank digital currency on the XRP system. Don't forget that any CBDC will end up on your own record. Okay, those are CBDCs in bulk. Now, they can make public business CBDCs and retail CBDCs on the public XRP ledger, but these things might normally happen on a private ledger. You don't want all of your private things to be tracked when you're out spending money with a CBDC, right? So I'd think that if they did a retail CBDC, they might as well try it out on a private record too. Pay attention to this though. It does work with some big banks around the world. Some of them have been made public, and we are now in the testing phase. They may soon be releasing their own important bank issued virtual currencies on the XRP system. So everything is fine. So when you pay attention to this. I'll cut right to the chase. This is good to me. Now pay attention to this. This is news that just came out. There's suggestions from XRP's head of digital assets that the Australian dollar be backed up. The XRP system was already set up to work with the Australian dollar. Okay, let me play this for you. What was this digital dollar that they're using for the pilot? Is it really a dollar like I think it is? Yes. Yes, because of this. It's worth 67 point blady blah US cents. Now, please keep in mind that this is information about Australia. People may be talking about the Australian dollar when they say greenback. These people aren't talking about the US dollar. As you know, a lot of my audience is from the United States, and I don't want to mix those things up. Yes, exactly. You can think of it as the same thing as the dollar you know today. But it's in great shape for the most part. There is a certain type of technology behind it that lets it do things that our current dollars can't. That being said, what's the difference between the virtual currency that the Federal Reserve is launching and testing and what I'm using right now? Since I don't carry cash, all of my exchanges are digital. That means our foreign money is already digital for sure. Is it no longer? But what's really cool about this is that if it's built on blockchain, you can use smart contracts to deal with both a digital dollar and a digital object. That being said, I think you could automate a lot of tasks that these days you need a little man to do. So surely just go back and pause it here. The question became, do you use cash? You already know that all of my account transfers are done digitally. Is it not true that the real answer to that question is yes, those deals are digital, but the decision doesn't happen for days? Yes, you're going to buy something right now. And while you're doing that, it asks the bank to check to see if you have the money, but the settlement of that money could take days. If we can speed up the settlement to happen right away, that would free up $27 trillion that could be kept in spending, but the settlement of that money could take days. If we can speed up the settlement to happen right away, that would free up $27 trillion that could be kept in special banks around the world to really flow money with the old machine. If banks should take all that money back, they should think about what they could do in their own communities. Just give me a real life example of that. For example, I could immediately transfer money to your account because the blockchain would know who was involved in both sides of the exchange. It's true that there is a shared ledger. All that needs to be done is to change one line to say that Ross has just paid Sophie. It works really well. So let's say that one of the biggest benefits of this is that bills to businesses can be crossed right away if that's what you're looking for. You can also upload situations like pay Ross, but pay him on Tuesday and only after a positive event has occurred. Okay, so now that the pilot program is rolling out, how long until companies in Australia can start using this kind of virtual Forex? It's likely that the Reserve Bank will be very careful and cautious. They will do a number of more experiments and they will want to make sure that they have the design right. There are many ways that these things could be designed, and they want to get that right. I think what's really important here is to study first and get it right instead of being first. Who can be a part of this pilot program? Is it only banks transacting with each other, or can more people be involved? It's much more than that. So it's not just banks. There are also fintechs and other businesses that are putting forward use cases, and we are becoming customers to check because we want a large part of the network to tell us what works and what could be improved. Okay. But then we should note that this isn't really a strong coin since it's actually a major bank digital currency and is therefore very strong against the Australian dollar. That's right. It's an exact match between the two currencies. It's just a new digital version of the Aussie dollar. It's barely different from a strong coin, but it is strong in value because it is backed by and requires the. Listen really quickly. I must have pulled this up. I've been dealing with some huge pain. AUD plus no frame. I might have spelled the frame wrong. Plus XRP. Let me just, oops, I'm trying to pull up something else. I want to show you something here. Okay. Yeah, there is already a strong Australian dollar on the XRP ledger. I've made more than one video about this. AUD is now live on the XRP ledger, so this has already been done. It hasn't been done as a vital bank digital currency, but there's already a strong Australian dollar on the XRP ledger. When they say they're working with fintechs, one has to wonder what fintechs they are working with, and I'd be surprised if XRP isn't always one of the best ones. Yes, there are others. For example, HBAR could talk to Quan or Stella, but I think XRP would find its way right because we know that Japan is very bullish on XRP and that the UK is also very bullish on Ripple. Plus, there are 30 other major banks that are talking to Ripple, and they'll all want to use the same system. Yes, they may need to use the same kind of device or have access to that device. I would be very surprised if you didn't see more news about this fintech partnership once we have all the facts. Without XRP, Ripple blew away the CBS platform. So let me play this. This Mikey is a way of talking. A lot of people are talking about it online right now, because Republicans in Trump's administration